Heavy rains hit Cuba's eastern Granma region, causing widespread flooding. A 60-year-old man drowned in the municipality of Jiguani after the Bayamo River burst its banks. Several villages were cut off from the outside world by floodwaters. Crops were destroyed. According to regional authorities, the disaster affected the lives of about 10,000 people, and more than 7,000 people have been displaced to government shelters. Cuban government television showed footage of severe flooding and dramatic rescue operations. Residents in Exuma suffered severe flooding over the adding a Royal Navy vessel has been called in to help pump out water from affected areas. The island experienced knee-high floods gushing through the streets, roads cut off, and cars submerged under muddy water. While some residents were stuck in their homes as gallons of rainfall arose at their doorstep. Exuma and Ragged Island MP assured residents that help is on the way to assist with the massive flooding across Exuma. The HMBS Lawrence Major has been dispatched to Exuma to bring as many pumps as can be found to pump out as much water as possible away from the pooled areas. It is extremely difficult to gauge the depth of the water and where the edges of the road are. Please be careful. Stay put as much as possible and only travel when necessary. The disaster caused damage to the infrastructure in municipalities of Berkovica and Georgi Damjanovo. There are flooded houses and yards. In Berkovica, 2 kindergartens, a school and the premises of the local police department were also affected. The road surface was destroyed. Over 100 reports of flooded objects were received. Due to the danger of a dam overflowing, a preventive evacuation of residents of the Montana village of Klizheritsa was carried out. Around 100 houses were flooded. By late night, almost everything had been drained. The roads are passable. Some basements remain flooded. There was a lot of water. A huge amount. It has been raining here for a whole month. The ground was wet, there is nowhere for the water to go. Suddenly, in a short time, a lot of rain poured down. In the lowest part, people suffered. Prime Minister ordered military personnel and equipment of the Bulgarian army to also be involved in overcoming the consequences of the flood in Berkovica. The first monsoon shower of the season caused flooding in several areas of East Bengaluru. Key areas such as Marathahalli, Varthur, and main roads, known for housing IT companies, were severely affected by the heavy rain. The upscale Whitefield Township also recorded significant rainfall. Given the prediction of more rain in Bengaluru over the next few days, residents of Varthur highlighted that the area was submerged due to encroachments on the Rajakalu, a stormwater drain. The current flooding further emphasizes the urgency of addressing this issue. As rain flooded the city, citizens took to social media platforms to share visuals of flooded streets, with cars and two-wheelers struggling to navigate through the waterlogged areas. Heavy rains hit Kerch at night. In a matter of minutes, powerful torrents of water poured down the streets of the city. Several roads were flooded. In some places, the wheels of cars were completely covered in water. Due to the bad weather, basements and entrances were flooded. Real waterfalls flowed down the walls of some homes. Residents tried to eliminate the consequences of the downpour with whatever means at their disposal. This happened, in part, because the storm drain was clogged. And in some places, the water level in the storm drains rose at the same time as the nearby bodies of water. Rainfall in this region is not an uncommon occurrence. The problem is systematic. A massive dust storm hit the city of Karachi and its suburbs in southern Pakistan during the day, disrupting traffic. According to witnesses, visibility was close to zero. Gusty winds blasted dust from the streets and into homes. Local residents closed all windows and doors, but the dust penetrated inside. The situation was similar in Nazimabad, where gusty winds blew throughout the day. Because of the approaching cyclone Biparjoy, all the beaches were closed. Due to heavy rains, the Matsesta River overflowed its banks in the Kostinsky district of Sochi. As a result, houses on Izmailovskaya Street, Mostovoy and Lechechny lanes were flooded. In addition to private homes, an office building was also flooded. To eliminate the flooding, 55 employees of MES and 17 vehicles were involved in the process. There was flooding of cars, adjacent areas, basements and first floors. In turn, the local administration in its telegraph channel reported on the damage to the gas pipeline network in Kostinsky district. Emergency teams are trying to eliminate the consequences. Against the background of dangerous weather conditions in the city organized operational headquarters, specialists have begun door-to-door canvassing. Automobile roads and pedestrian routes are being cleared. Several city routes have temporarily changed the traffic scheme, told in the administration. Nature struck America again, this time in the southern United States. The state of Arkansas was hit by a tornado and giant hail the size of oranges. The epicenter of the strike was the area near the town of Little Rock. Well, the tornado is even worse, but big problems for residents not only in Arkansas, but also in Oklahoma turned into a giant hailstorm that brought with it. Severe thunderstorms have also hit Mississippi and Tennessee, and they are headed for Kentucky. Arkansas specifically survived a hail bombardment the size of an orange. Somewhere hailstones battered trees, crumpled cars and shattered windows, and somewhere spectacularly foamed water in a swimming pool. The second largest city in Arkansas, Fort Smith, was also hit hard by hail. The storm was accompanied by high winds. It caused power outages in some places. The threat is not over yet. Up to 70% of the monthly norm of precipitation may fall in the near future. More tornadoes are not ruled out. Public schools have opened so-called temporary shelters or disaster shelters.